All right, Ultra Noops Nation, my name is Reed Nelson. This is Izzy Alkafas. We're here from the Final Four, this Week in Rec Final Four edition. Rebels off constantly tomorrow night. They will play for the 2015 Winter Gold Cup. So how do we get there? I missed a majority of the first game, but I saw it when it got good at the end. Down 2, the Goodfellas had an opportunity to win the game. Josh Hoyle inbounds the ball to Ryan Samuelson, and for lack of a better term, he just threw it away. Some sort of a miscommunication, but from the video camera, the video angle that I have, it really wasn't even that. It wasn't where Ryan was going one way and he threw it the other. It was just, he just threw it away. What were your thoughts on that play specifically?
Before it happened, I turned to Derek Batiste and I said, they're going to turn the ball over. And 2 seconds later, Hoyle just chucks the ball out of bounds. Goodfellas, they're haunted. I mean, this is the second time in a row they've done this. I think he thought Chase was going to set a down screen and Ryan was going to pop up to get it, but Ryan was curling. It was just a miscommunication is my guess. That's what it looked like. Can't be anything else. He didn't just throw the ball out of bounds. No,
and I mean, Ryan was curling, but just very slightly. And even if he didn't curl, even if he just ran straight, like, I still think he would have thrown it out of bounds. Like
no, if he would have ran towards Josh, so he thought Josh or Ryan was going to run towards the baseline or the inbound line, but then Ryan curled and then he just threw it behind him.
When you watch the video,
really,
you'll be very confused, like, because that's exactly what I thought too, and that's what everybody thought. But it looked very weird.
Okay.
So watch the video. Okay, so what got us to that point? It was a 40-39 game at half, I believe, and I believe it ended up 62-60. So they finally put the defensive clamps on. Am I wrong here? How did the game go?
Well, it was 49-54. Well, what happened was Greg Regenscheid got him going. I think he had 8 straight points to get the Goodfellas comfortable. Then Chase, for whatever reason, subs Greg out. When I would have personally subbed Emmanuel out. Emmanuel was kind of dragging. Emmanuel had one of those games where he just did not look like he was interested. And I don't. The thing with Emmanuel is he should be a top 5 player in this league every single season. He should be an MVP candidate. There isn't anything on the court he doesn't do. He can handle the ball. He can shoot. He's big. It's hard to really match up with him. But then he just lollygags most of the game, moping around. If he just needs that killer instinct, and he would be dominant. I really feel that way. So you take Greg out, then the offense just kind of sputters for a couple minutes. Dupont picks up a steal. When it's 49-54, Dupont picks up, or Brian hits a laser 3. Then they come down. Yeah, laser. I don't know how that thing goes in. Dupont strips Ryan Samuelson on a double team, lays it up, and then Dupont hits a 3. Next possession down. And they took the lead, 57-54. And then it just looked like the Goodfellas were chasing the game. They started pressing on offense a little bit, kicked the ball around. Josh had really great plays, followed a really boneheaded turnovers. You know, kind of like what we had discussed yesterday. I mean, their guards had a lot of turnovers, and they just did not do enough on the glass to make it happen. They tried to feed Twan, but the issue with Twan is he does not pass out of the double team very often, and they threw 2-3 guys at him and he still tried to go up. The refs were not giving them ticky-tack fouls, and they kind of just let the lead slip away and they couldn't get back in.
So off constantly, victorious over the Goodfellas. The 1 seed falls, off constantly advances. In the second game, Venger started out well, moving the ball well, slicing and dicing through the Rebels defense, but about right after halftime, things just turned. The Rebels turned it on. Ferber was a beast tonight, let's be honest. I mean, it seemed like he was everywhere, tipping every single ball, every single offensive rebound. I mean, not really on the offensive end, obviously, but, I mean, just defensively, he was everywhere tonight. Talk about the game.
Yeah, he was eating children tonight, for sure. He's just such a big body. But like you said, the Rebels, I mean, it was a really good game in the first half. And then the second half, we had 3 straight possessions where I think total we passed the ball 1 time. We decided hey, the passing, moving, cutting, good open shots. Just I guess it's not very fun. Let's go ISO. Rue started off the second half with 2 kind of like, what are you doing type plays. And then Noe followed suit on the 3rd possession where he kind of took a bad shot, forced it, and they scored on every single transition bucket on those 3 plays. And once you let the Rebels get a comfortable lead, 7, 8, 9 points, it is next to impossible to catch them. They're a well-oiled machine once they get that lead, and they get that confidence, and then Cody hits a big shot, and then Dupont, he's timely. He doesn't hit all his shots, but he makes the ones when they matter, and that's kind of the big thing.
They opened up a 16-point lead, and then you guys had open looks, but you couldn't hit anything. Nothing was falling. So
not a damn thing. And Chris was off. I mean, Chris airballed a 3, and I told him I don't think I've ever seen him airball a 3. I was off. Derek was off. Kev, Noe, every single person on our team shot likely sub 50%. And I don't think the Rebels played that great a defense. It was just open shots that were missed. Paul did a good job of contesting a lot of shots, but other than that, there was just a lot of poor execution on offense for the Avengers, and bad offense leads to bad defense.
So rewind 2 years. Turtles played the Rebels in the winter season 2013 finals. Monska, Magnuson, Jansen all were to have to decide. Monska went Turtles, Magnuson went Rebels, Jansen sat out. The Turtles won the game. Tomorrow night, very similar. Magnuson, Dupont, Jansen. Now, we know Pat's playing Rebels. That's just because Pat's got the biggest Rebel doll of all of them. Dustin has told me he's playing Rebels. Okay, I did not ask Pat. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
Jansen kind of gave me the whole I'm sitting out thing again. Now, we know that Cody Heinz is not – he's gone. He's out.
He is.
He's out.
Where is he?
He's on vacation. He's got a flight out of town. He's out. So that puts the Rebels down to 7, and originally off constantly at 8. Like I said, I believe Magnuson will play for the Rebels, which puts off constantly at 7, and I believe Dupont will play for the Rebels. Well, Dupont told me he's playing for the Rebels, which will put them at 6 for sure, and off constantly at 6 for sure.
Well,
because then we've got Jansen, who I could easily see sitting out, like he did two years ago.
They need Jansen. Without Cody, they need Jansen because they need another ball handler. But you need to have Epple bring the ball up?
I don't know.
I mean, Jansen has to play because Dupont can't guard both Ryan and Bryant.
But doesn't that swing?
If Jansen sits out, the good fellows win.
But if there's 3 guys, if all 3 play for the Rebels, then you go 7 on 5. Then what?
The thing is,
they can do whatever they want.
The Rebels are your primary team. You either play for the Jansen already screwed the Rebels once. Why do it again? I mean, I don't want to. But honestly, if I'm Jansen, I screwed the Rebels once. The Rebels deserved that game against the Turtles, but I think they were Iron 5 and they ran out of steam. And you're going to do it again to them, leaving them with 6 guys, and then no second ball handler. Dupont better get his recruiting cap on and try to convince him to play.
If that happens, does Off Constantly have a chance? 7 on 5, all 3 of them playing for the Rebels.
They have a chance, but I think the Rebels win. Jansen will decide who wins tomorrow night. If he sits out, Off Constantly wins. If he plays, the Rebels win. It's his choice.
So what would be, hypothetically, the fairest split? If you were to fairly split them up, how would you do it? If you wanted the fairest game, and I'm not saying you have to do that, I'm just wondering, thinking out loud, if you will.
The fairest game would be to have Pat play for Off Constantly, make it 6v6.
And then Dustin and Jansen and the Rebels.
They need two ball handlers. They need 2 guys that can guard Bryant and Ryan. And with Cody gone, that's a necessity. If Cody was playing and Jansen wanted to sit out, I would understand, because now you kind of have 2 ball handlers, 2 guys that can guard the perimeter. But I mean, Pat's more of a 3 than he is a 2. He's not laterally quick enough to stick with Bryant throughout the course of a game, in my opinion. He's better off guarding a 3. So it's up to Ryan. What does he want to do? Or if they could split it up and put Pat on Off Constantly, that's a better game.
It's unfortunate when this happens,
Well, it's their, I mean,
but
that's
it is what it
yeah,
is.
that's what they picked. I mean, Pinkett knew going into the season that he's taking 3 Rebels, and if they play, this is going to happen. This is what you sign up for. The Rebels didn't get knocked off, and the Rebels are the better team. They're the better seed. They've had the better season, and they deserve to win.
So I'm not going to – I mean, I want to ask you who you think is going to win, but it's almost impossible to make a prediction.
Because I don't know who's playing. Yeah. Like I said, if Jansen sits, off constantly will have the advantage. The guards will dictate that game, and they'll win. Because I don't think anybody can guard the other of Ryan or Bryant. If Jansen plays with the Rebels, and Pat also plays with the Rebels, now you got a 7-on-5 game. Rebels are going to do a lot of pressure, get Off constantly really tired. Off constantly did a really good job subbing tonight. They're not going to have that luxury tomorrow, and the Rebels should have the side. I mean, whoever's guarding Kloby for those minutes is going to be exhausted trying to body him.
He was beasting tonight as well.
Yes, he was eating children.
Okay, tomorrow night, Bloomington South, 7 o'clock, 2015 Rec Championship, 8 o'clock, Spurs versus Big Smash, I believe, for the Open Championship. So you get an opportunity to watch 2 games. Come on down tomorrow night, Bloomington South Thursday, and that'll be it for the season. And apparently you're not going to be here.
I will not be here, unfortunately.
So, all right, Ultimate Station, we'll see you tomorrow.